And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the creme de la creme of Grand Prix racing. Welcome to the spectacle of Formula 1 racing. Welcome to the crown jewel of the calendar. Welcome to the most difficult circuit on the calendar. Welcome to the most challenging, so many words to explain this place, but we are here for the Monaco Grand Prix, and of course I can't cover this alone, so I'm joined by my good old friend Ethan Mills. Say hello.
Hello everyone, hello Ven. How are we all doing? How you doing?
I'm doing right, thank you for asking. I've just been very excited for this Grand Prix. I've been looking very much forward to it. Not for the racing, but mainly for how many crashes we're gonna see. The crash counter is gonna be pretty big today, I think, but I think the drivers have adapted pretty well to the conditions of the circuit so far, and they have seemed to be putting some very respectable lap times out there on the circuit, which I am very happy about.
Well, just before we go to track, we're going to go over the driver standings after the German Grand Prix. So you have Samuel Ivanov from Breaking Point Racing.
By the way, before we start the championship roundup, I have a bombshell of an announcement, which I think he takes Samuel more than mine if I announced it publicly. As the team principal of Breaking Point Racing, I officially announced that Samuel Ivanov won't be racing next season in ACF1 due to a contract in another series, which we won't name for commercial reasons.
Reasons.
Yes. But yeah, he's gonna be stepping away from the championship at the end of the season, so he's very determined to win this championship and go out on a bang, and hopefully he wins the Constructors' Championship as well. Anyway, I'm gonna continue if you don't mind me. We've got Timo Netanyahu, his championship rival, we have to say, in P2, Max Reimer in P3, Alex Ham in P4, Brady in P5, Bobby Felix for Rockstar Force Tunisia in P6, Jones for 2012 Motorsports in with 38 points. Restec Esports of Thibaut Paco, was it? I'm pretty sure it was
Daniel, I think.
Daniel Paco. Then go Will KB for Minty Fresh and Daniel Soel with 18 points. So the championship's looking very interesting for the drivers, but let's look over the Constructors' Championship really quickly, as we have Belushi Racing Honda on 131 points, and behind them is Breaking Point Racing with 109. Again, the Bob Show announcement will definitely affect the championship in that regard. Minty Fresh on 69, nice points. Aquilari Racing on 53, Force Tunisia on 51, 2012 Motorsport on 50, Racetech Esport 37, Europroto Renault, though struggling, down in P8. P8 in the Constructors' Championship. Miriam Milash Motorsport, who haven't seen an appearance in a very long time though, after the two racing performances, are on 25 points, which is great to see. And we got the Overdrive Honda on 25 points, tagged them as well. And I believe Cadillac will be driving tonight for the Overdrive team, so he'll probably overtake them in the Constructors' Championship. And I think that's the roundup done. Sorry if I got some names wrong, I'm not perfect as you guys know, so yeah.
As we now go to the action on track, as we can see that Nissan Rula is in P1 by 1,000th of a second.
Wait, I would also like to announce that Nassim is a debutant today. What a place to debut at the Monaco Grand Prix, but he's a debutant today, driving for the outfit of 2012 Motorsport after the dramatic exit of Sarah Mukhalova due to personal reasons. She has decided to leave the championship, which is very unfortunate to see drivers leave, but he is regards, doing very good with his debut so far. So we have Fulvio Felix in P2 for the Rockstar Force Tunisia racing team. The only driver really racing for them nowadays, but he is representing them pretty well. As we have also Atanasov, Rossi Atanasov, again a debutant, actually a friend of Nassim's. We'll see if he gets the drive for breaking point racing or not in the near future, as the driver else was getting out. So Fully Phoenix goes through the Lotus hairpin into the tunnel section right here. As we had, he passes the Falco there on the right or the left of him, and now into the tunnel. Look at how he passes through the tunnel as we head towards the back, not the back of the normal chicane. You have to excuse me for that, because every single F1 fraction, all these corners out the back into the swimming pool section, into the chicane here. Does he get it right? Yes, he does pretty well. He heading into the Rascas. Now a little bit more open than he was in the last few years. Now heading towards Anthony Nose, and as we can see, he's gonna cross the line now. Is there gonna be an improvement on his time? And yes, it is. By 1900s, he takes the fastest lap in free practice.
Yeah, Phoenix and Nissan just seem to be in a league of their own compared to the rest of the grid in this practice session. I understand we still have 20 minutes to go, but to find a second in the lap, in the setup, just find a second in general in 20 minutes is going to be very difficult with the amount of practice these drivers would have already put in for this race.
Here is the thing, though, you have to consider is, the drivers are, because Monaco is a driver circuit. Like, you can't blame the equipment in the championship because it's equal cars. The only thing you can blame is the setup, which I assume most of the leading drivers will be running max wings, because there's no benefit of running low wings around here, just for the tunnel, I guess. If we're going for a move at the Novo Chicane and just completely put them out of existence. But yeah, I think that some of the drivers will be putting on a high downforce setup, and
as we look at the times, and drivers are starting to take time out of that top lap in practice, and we are now only sort of half a second away. So
yeah,
maybe
Samuel, I mean, he's probably lost Monaco Grand Prix in ACF1 in that beautiful. Oh, as he goes wide, here's the barrier, then drifting a lot through the Lotus hairpin. Hopefully he doesn't do that shit, I guess, in the race, because he will be very punished for that. But he's in P3 right now.
Yeah, on with talking about setup. I'm not 100% with setups, but I think that there's a bit of a lock up there, and imitating Sergio Perez's crash from a few years ago, hitting
Rosberg as well.
Big contact there. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm not sure on how these drivers would run the setup. I think personally, when I've driven the car for to aid with traction, I would run the softest rear suspension anti-roll bar. Or was another lock up into the Nouvelle Chicane from Nassim.
Yeah, for sure, and I think the teams are doing a very fine job as of right now, adapting to the second course. The only driver really off the pace is WKB. 6 seconds of the race pace currently, but we're not sure if that's an outlap or not. But yeah. Linguini for the Lamborghini race tech Sportive, I think it was in third to last. Actually, second to last, because Ridikov hasn't set a lap time yet. So Michel Hofer joins the session and sets up for his competitive lap time. 40 drivers so far, it seems like, for this Grand Prix so far. So very good grid, very good turn up from the teams. I mean, some of the teams could be late due to the French traffic. I mean, that's what happened to Sporting Lisbon this Wednesday night in the early kickoff. They were supposed to kick off at 5:45. Instead, they kicked off at 6 p.m. due to traffic congestions, which is pretty common in France, you have to say. I mean, it was the reason why Andrea Moda couldn't make it to the circuit, I believe, on time for the French Grand Prix. So yeah, it does happen even in the highest forms of sports, late transit. So expect some of the drivers maybe to be late, maybe during qualifying.
As we catch Cadillac Craft at the end of his lap. Not quite sure how much up on his time is, but he does seem a bit down, already hitting the 10-second mark, going through Raskas and Anthony Nose.
I really wonder what gears the drivers will be using around this circuit, because I think first and second have so much torque that it's kind of
We can find out by jumping on board now.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea as we get into the casino section. Let's see how he takes it. Very bad throw of mine. You have to excuse me for that. As we head into Mirabeau, very flat nowadays. Before used to be a little bit of a dip in like in the camera, but there isn't as he turns his wheel and takes that corner very, very goodly, very, very well, I should say. And he is in doing a pretty good job so far on the lap. I think he took the load step in the second gear. Did it there for first, I don't think.
The hairpin was in first, and then everything around.
Oh, and the chicane is first. I think that chicane was first, short shifting it to second. Yeah. So very, very. But I think the top drivers will be taking a corner in second. Oh, that was breaking point. No, that's what, but not. I saw purple, so I saw purple, so
yeah,
some of you might have been involved.
Could he then return to the pits afterwards? As Nassim is spun as well.
That's a very big collision in
pre-practice. As we ride on board with last season's world champion?
Yep, last season's champion. I think he won last season's Grand Prix around here as well, so he's lucky to gain back the crown jewel of his. And hopefully he does, because Timo, I think, is an excellent guy. But for team principle reasons, we want him to suffer. Yep, as you can see the billboard here. Who will win? Who will be the new king of Monaco Street? Who will be the new king of Monaco streets and make themselves immortal in the ACF history? Previous winners is about Timo Retario. So the history will be. There will be another history done here today for the. Race. See Rossio driving, I believe, for the
it's Dame Racing outfit.
It's the Dame Racing outfit, which I believe is also the team that Tina is racing for as well tonight. So
not sure. Let's have a look. It is so Tina Curtis, and I don't know the first name of the driver in P4.
Yep, and let's talk about, because I feel like we already talked about the hype of like there is for season 3 of ACF1 with bringing in the 2013 cars, spec cars.
Interesting.
What are you looking forward to next season?
There's a Max Roma there into the wall.
And see, that is a lot of the drivers have complained. A lot of talk in the lower gears as Max is disconnected. Probably a wheel issue. Hopefully he sorts it out. But yeah, like I was saying, like the new cars, like bringing the 2030 cars, are very fun to drive. Are very good on torque and very handleable to drive. But do you think it will have a massive change up on the grid, or do you think the grid will become even closer than it is already?
Not going into next year with the 2013 cars.
Yep.
I'd like to see the grid close up, but I feel like the gaps might close a bit, but not too much. Because I feel the car will become easier to drive, but that will just mean that the faster drivers can push even harder than they are in this car, and the slower drivers are just able to finish the race quicker.
And what do you think about the driver market for next season? Do you expect we see some? That was Timo, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, do you expect we see some teams leaving the championship, some new teams joining the championship? Do you think we might be able to see the first team with a sister team in ACF1? What do you think about the driver market? Do you think drivers will change their teams coming next season, or?
I feel it will all depend on how the drivers are feeling. I haven't spoken to too many drivers about how they feel about the team and if they feel like they're going to be moving anywhere for next season. But I mean, it's racing. Some drivers prefer different drivers to race with. Some drivers prefer to sort of be own drivers for some teams. Some drivers might move to a sort of a management role and maybe bring a team into the league. But we'll all have to see by the time we get to the final race of this season if any announcements come from teams.
Which I believe, so for the races we have left is after the Monaco Grand Prix, we've got the 21st of October where the British Grand Prix where the British Grand Prix will be coming back to Donington. Actually, it's not coming back, but the venue is coming back in Donington Park for round 8 of the championship. Round 9, we're heading to Spa-Francorchamps on the 4th of November. On the 18th of November, we're heading to Italy for the Italian Grand Prix around Monza. On the 11th, we're going to Brazil for the second to last race of the championship. And then on the 16th of December, the championship finale around Japan, 1 week before Christmas, and I believe the same day that the World Cup final will be played. So they might want to change that if they want.
If they want any participation.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good to see. That's a very good track to end the season on, the Suzuka. I think it's a very good. It's definitely tests the driver's skill a lot, being able to sort of keep the car setup wise and skill wise, keep the car through the sort of medium to low speed S's. Always that's a lock up in the background there. But yes, actually the compounds that we'll be using in Suzuka as well. That's quite interesting. We're using
the soft and super soft, aren't they?
In Suzuka, we're using the medium and hard tyre, but this weekend in Monaco, we are using the soft and super soft tyre.
Yeah, so the drivers have the softest tyre, which means that they have maximum grip around these streets, and as a result, should be doing pretty well.
Hmm.
And as we have 7 minutes of practice again, I mean, we should talk about more on the sim actually, because he is a rookie this race around the streets Monaco, the toughest place to make your statement, and he's doing that perfectly in practice so far. I mean, I should probably read off some achievements achieved in his that's a big spin in his sim racing career, and that was the commentator's skills, by the way, 100%. Yep, so he has won multiple races in Formula Studio Grand Prix, won lots of one-off championships in Formula Studio Grand Prix, has completed a 24-hour endurance race under the banner of Breaking Point Racing, has won races against the likes of Phoenix, Samuel, Goose, Jason, etc. And he is now here in the championship to assert his claim as a leading driver, which he has actually been invited by Breaking Point Racing, and he was lucky to be a reserve driver for this season, but he found a race seat in 2012 Motorsports due to have this performance that Breaking Point Racing will hire him.
His performance just in this practice session alone, I think, is quite a statement. But I mean, Nicholas Latifi was able to top practice in Hungary, so the greatest always top the sessions.
I mean, we're gonna see, but I think that the Breaking Point team have, at least some of their representatives have come out and said that they're looking to expand to a two-driver, a two-team operation. What are your comments on that?
Well, I think it will be good for the league, because it will give more drivers opportunity to prove themselves on wherever we're racing, just in the car we're racing. And so it'll be interesting to see how the drivers adapt from wherever they come from to this racing league, and any sort of niche rules we have compared to other leagues, because no two leagues have the exact same rules. But it'll just be interesting to see. It'll be good for the racing because we'll have more drivers, and hopefully Breaking Point can bring in, with their sister team, they can bring in even more talent than they've already brought in with Samuel, and last week we had Timo, I think, which we may or may not have missed.
Theo.
As there's a bit of a kerfuffle here.
Imra. It's good that Imra is making a comeback, I should say. Very good. To see him back. I remember he had a very good battle when we commentated around Tunisia, was it? He had a good battle.
I'm not sure.
I think it was Tunisia. It was What was it? Let me check the calendar to remind myself. Oh, Kalami, of course. Kalami's wife had a very good bout with, I believe it was Australia. She came there. That's their second great penalty. That's a great penalty. Templar is a great penalty. But yeah, Pierce, good to see him back on the circuit. I've got a lot of the drivers in the pits, just taking a little bit of a breath, you know, so...
So can Nassim take top spot in practice? As there's a bit of a lock up into the chicane. I've forgotten the name completely for a second. Yes, now through my personally favourite part of the track, the swimming pool section.
For me, it's the tunnel. I don't think you can say anything else. If you say anything else, I think you're wrong.
The tunnel's a spectacle, but I think personally to drive or just to look at how much commitment the drivers have through, oh
yeah, best camera section quarter.
Yeah.
You know, it's used as the benchmark for how agile the cars are. So, you know. So yeah, it's quite a challenge, this street circuit around. As we have 2 minutes left, so we don't really have much to report on, unfortunately, which kind of how it goes. That's what we're talking about next season, and how the great man Shikov, of course, the wheel has announced his exit for Bakerball Racing at ACF1 as a whole for next season. He might be back for season 4, which if we ever get to that point, he will be back, sure, because he will be missed by the whole of the AC1 and ACF4 community. So, yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see when Samu leaves, who will take his seat and who will have to step up and fill the boots of Samu Livinov.
Actually, the bookies odds have already on who will be replacing Samuel, and here are the odds. So it's a 5-1 that it will be Nassim Rula. It's a 1-5 for it to be Fulvio Phoenix. It's a 10-1 to be Tina Curtis. It's 20-1 to be Rocio Atanasu, who is currently P4 a rookie David as well. It's 50-1 to be Antoine, and it's 0-100 to be Van. So yeah, those are the bookies odds for who will be taking his seat. You know, we just dropped the bombshell 15 minutes ago, and the bookies have already done the odds. It shows you how corrupt the business is. Don't gamble responsibly, and be like Daniel Ricciardo and Heineken. If you know, you know. Yeah, be like Daniel Ricciardo and advertise 0-0 beer, even though you drive a scooter.
Yes. And so, do you say it was 2013 spec car that we're using next season?
Yep. I won't name brand names, just for commercial reasons.
You can mess me it so I know what's going on, but yes. An interesting line there. He's using the pit lane as part of his racing line. I noticed. Oh my god! I've just noticed Ven has gone 4/10 faster.
Ven?
Oh no, Phoenix.
I mean, I don't think I'm racing my guy, but I would love to get. I would love to.
Ven's gone 3 seconds faster than Phoenix around the streets of Monaco in the Red Bull X 2010.
That seems more reasonable. And I could only get 3 seconds. I mean, that shows you my quality of driving. But now Phoenix has gone fastest in free practice, and I'm just looking very comfortable heading into qualifying. Hopefully he commits the same lap he does in qualifying. He will be top step in qualifying in the pole position, which is the term that comes from horse racing, which is the horse that starts the most inside. For people who don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yep, thank you to Aidan Millward, beautiful channel. I would love to invite him to commentate a broadcast with us, but I don't think we have the fan base just yet to invite him to commentate for us. Because he's an excellent commentator, I must say. As I take a sip of my golden roti, and yes, I do drink golden roti. For the people who are curious, instead of water, because I think it tastes better, and it's more enjoyable that way. And also, I would suggest if you're watching, to leave a like actually on the stream. We have never done that. We've never asked for likes to the streams, have we ever?
We
so
have, not that I remember.
yep. So you know what? Let's set a couple goal of 10 likes. I think that's fairly achievable. Let's go for 10 likes because generally it does help with promoting the championship and the algorithm. The more likes you get, the more the algorithm might promote. It might promote our product, and therefore more teams, more interest as a whole.
So after practice, we have Fulvio Phoenix at the top of the timings with Nassim in second, and close behind him is Samil in P3.
Yep, and the drivers are now preparing mentally to put in a Senna-esque lap, but in reality it's gonna be Nicolas Latifi quality lap. And they're gonna be trying their best out there, I think. Because every position matters. Every position matters.
Yes, setups always. It'd always be interesting to sort of see a driver's setup, just to see sort of where they compromising the setup and what are they actually gaining from the sort of changes they're making. But yeah, setup. Some drivers prefer oversteering the setup to drift around the corners. Some drivers prefer understeer.
I think that's what. Sorry to interrupt you, but I think that's what most drivers would have done. I think just for the Monaco hairpin, because
most drivers would use oversteer even.
I mean, the thing is, you don't want to understeer around here because it's slow corner, so you want the car to drift out a little bit so you can drift the corner to take more speed out of it. But
I mean, I'm not sure because I think Sebastian Vettel still ran a setup with a little, at least a little bit of understeering, just because that's his preference. So
it's like driver preference, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But but after all, there are some tricks you can make to go faster. You know, even without driver skill, like you could give it a double car that could go instead of 150, but if you give it a setup about 50, you know, it's that.
As we wait the 2 minutes for the qualifying session to begin.
Yep, and the drivers actually looking pretty comfortable, as I'm actually gonna go have a chat with one of the drivers here, and I will have to leave the channel, so I'll be back here for qualify, but I just need to have a chat with the driver.
Yep, see you in a second. As we wait for Ven to, I'm guessing, talk to his drivers just before they get into qualifying. So you have in my opinion, and Sam Ben isn't here, so it was a bad time to bring up opinions, but I'm gonna guess that even throughout the entire race, I think it's gonna be a very close battle between Phoenix and Nassim. I feel like Phoenix will take pole position unless Nassim can find 3/10 in the lap. Otherwise, it's not for him. But yeah.
So I'm out of breath. Running back to the commentary box. I've just had a chat to love the chap of Nassim Ruler. Checking on how he's doing, and he's very happy with his performance so far. And he's very happy, like I said, with his performance, and he's looking to impress. That is impressed already. The other teams with his pace to probably get a better race team as a whole for next season. And it's looking very, very plausible as of right now. And I mean, the Breaky Point representative has already had a chat with him. He came for Breaky Point Racing, so hopefully he does go along ahead and start with a better team maybe. But Peter Jones is not present, by the way, for 2012 Motorsports. It's a one-man mission here today with Nassim. A rookie, alone, no help, so... Yep, as we head into qualifying now...
Yep,
and the drivers are out on circuit, so we're already going into Mirabeau.
Onto
Monaco hairpin.
the track now.
And it's looking like a very, very good job so far.
As we have to wait for drivers to finish their first laps before we are able to see them because of the timings that we're using. But otherwise we get this lovely view from the entry all the way through Anti-Nose. As we will see a few drivers pass through here now to start a flying lap. Sadly, actually, I guess I could run on board with them. Let me just change this quickly. Ooh, this is a slide in turn 1. Stopping on the racing line from Rostislav, yeah, there. Name's not my specialty. As there's a small lock up there from Max Roma as he goes down into the hairpin. Very nice, nothing seemed too out of the ordinary, seemed very stable and drivable. As through time we go, probably one of the greatest camera angles you'll ever see. But through the Nouvelle Chicane, seemed all good, lots of curve through to back, very fast, and personally my favourite just to see the driver's skill, the swimming pool chicane, taking lots of each curve but not hitting the wall there on the exit, and through, I can't remember the name of that part, and then through Anti-Nose to cross the line and set a 1:15.750. And Alexander Rudakov just behind, 3/10 off his time. And Nassim sitting on 1:13.568. Ooh, there's a small tap on the wall there and he just spins him around, unable to keep the car, as we now watch Moritz Hofer on maybe a slowdown lap, maybe a flying lap, but we don't know. So as we are watching the track and the drivers, this is possibly the worst commentation you'll ever hear from me personally. Ven is amazing, but we won't tell him that because he's not here right now. As we watch Nassim on his outlap after a bit of a mistake at Casino Square. Hopefully he's able to keep it all together and set a representative lap time even faster than the 13.5 he's already set. As through a chicane we go, Moritz Hofer sets his personal best lap time of the day, setting himself P2, still about 2 seconds off the leader, which is just incredible to see. That, like, on his first lap he set in this session. Apologies. As we watch Nassim as he goes almost 0.2 faster, 1.5 up on his provisional pole time at the minute. It was a bit of a lock up there at the rear, it seemed. The rear end stepped out going in, he had to turn out of the corner. As Samuel sets a new best of the session and new personal best for him with a 1:13.358, and then crashing just after at the end of the lap, taking himself back to the pit lane as Nassim now through the Nouvelle chicane down to back. Is he up or is he down? He's 0.3 down on his lap time. Can he find a 0.3 with maybe a small slipstream through this quite fast section from the driver ahead of Imran? Well, there's all bit of a spin, a big spin there. Would that have affected Nassim's time? He was not able to set about a fast time. He was not up on his time. As we now look at Cadillac Crafter, who has just finished the lap time with a little bit of traffic there. He is set 15.4 again. About he's 2 seconds off the time. The skill of these sort of 2-3 drivers, sort of 3-4 drivers that are going to sit at the top is immense.
Yep, as I'm back. Sorry.
Hello there, Ben.
Making you wait. Again, the mic issues have struck. You know, the equipment comes from Tunisia, so it's Tunisian quality. It's finest. Shout out to you. Who makes the Tunisian national team kits? Do you know?
I do
Let me
not.
look it up. I think it's UHL Sport, but let me check.
Yes, as we look at the timings now,
You'll be surprised how hard it is to find a World Cup kit.
As we look...
No, it's actually Nike. Okay.
Ah, interesting. As we look at the timings, we can see the lap times have dropped significantly now, as in the midfield. As now the third place driver is now on a 14.6, where...
Oh, sorry, Kappa. That's my bad.
Okay.
I was capping.
Oh, my guy capping. But yes, as the pole position time at the minute is a 1:13.358 set by Samuel Ivanov of the Breaking Point Racing outfit. As we are... as in P2 at the minute, I'm not sure if every driver has set a lap time yet. But at the minute we have Nassim Rula in P2 with a 13.568. There being only about 0.2 between them. And then P3 is now 1:14.427 set by Bernat. P4 is now Timo Nathaniel with a 14.528.
Yep, and he seems to be doing a pretty dandy job indeed.
Cadillac Crafter custom line to start a flying lap. Lots of curb there at the beginning of the lap. just to make sure you don't hit the wall. And then through Casino Square. Oh, he taps the wall a bit. Oh, we've seen that mistake from a couple of drivers today. You just tap that inside wall and the rear end does not want to stick. So we now ride on off board and we watch a lap from Samuel Ivanov.
Reminding pole position, the center S lap we're waiting for is probably coming right now in front of your eyes. He's got the yellow helmet, I think, so he's... Yep, he's a yellow helmet, so he's already 2/10 around the streets of Monaco.
He's 2/10 down on his fastest lap time.
So heuristically, he's 4/10.
As Nassim is 9,000th off.
2,000! That's ridiculous from Nassim.
9,000th off the pole position lap time. Always lock up there and this lap time will be invalidated.
You know, Nassim and some of you had such a big rivalry in Formula 2 Grand Prix race. I keep mentioning that series. It's because these drivers have come from that series, which is a very respectable series in the Essera Corsa community, and they're doing an incredible job, you have to say. As there it is! Nassim on pole, the rookie from Algeria, it's on pole position! Pole position!
Not only has he taken pole position from Samuel Ivanov from Breaking Point Racing, he's taking it by over 2/10 of a second there. So
can Samuel top that?
Let's now see as Samuel is 2/10 down from pole position. Can he
Swill KB stopped on circuit there.
KB from the Minty Fresh Racing team is now down into this section. We can see
as we can see, Samuel still sees. I believe he's pushing it, so I think he might be on a hot lap. I think he might. I don't think he might be. We'll
have to see by the end of the lap if he's up
because
or not.
We don't have the data right now, unfortunately.
We don't have the timings.
No, that was an out lap. He was just completely gunning it.
Oh, there's a lock up.
Very aggressive.
Late apex, missed the apex there. Maybe he might be down a little bit on his fastest time unless he can take the Casino Square perfectly.
Timo spins. Oh, he hits the barrier.
He hits the barrier and does not.
That will be suspension damage probably. Yep, he is teleported by the aliens.
We now go to the driver in P3, who's actually very close to the top three drivers, only about 6/10. Nassim has extended his lead at the front by another 1/10 of a second.
That is the Senna-esque stuff we would like to see. As Rosso in P3, the debutant, is crashed here at the top one. And,
there's a little bit of front wing.
And the aliens will be, or the stewards from Richard Burns' rally, who's teleporting back. As Victor nearly takes out like a pedal with him. For the, what was it, Eagle, what was it?
Aquila Racing.
Aquaminari Racing, yep, thank you very much.
As we now watch on board with Max Romer, he is 3/10 of pole position time. He may be up on his time. We'll have to see by the end of the lap. As down into the tunnel section, probably the greatest camera work of this track. Great looking section, completely different to any other part of the track, because if it rains that's staying dry, so that very fast right hander is gonna ruin your tyres after 30 laps.
For sure.
Into swing push cane. Now down into the final section of the lap. Can he beat a 13.0? Can he get close?
Don't yawn! Don't disrespect the qualifying around the line! Don't you even dare!
I could be asleep not streaming now then. But no, I'm staying awake at 7 o'clock at night to stream this amazing league.
It's 7 o'clock! Who goes to bed at 7 o'clock?
I don't. I'm just
exactly.
As Timo has stopped on track, and so has...
Crashed. Nassim.
As Samuel is only 10th down in his time. He might be able to find a 10th.
He's getting held back.
Oh no, there was a bit of traffic there that he's overtaken to see if he can get a faster lap here instead, without as much traffic.
Who's the white car? He's not Tina.
Oh, it's the Lamborghini tech team. They're running I'm not sure why they're running a white livery for this race.
It looks like the Fauchers are installed. It was not really.
As Samuel, as he cut the chicane, we're not getting the correct timings anymore. So we'll look on to RP3.
By the way, bro, so I should mention another Bulgarian during the championship, which for all the Bulgarians. Hey! And like I said, he's on the Bucky's list to replace Samuel on his seat after the bombshell announcement that he just gave me that he won't be racing next year.
And
there we go. ESPN Sport. Samuel Ivanov has announced that he will be leaving the ACF1 championship in pursuit to another championship which is a little bit more respected, he says.
Ooh. As in the first section, Nassim is up on his time.
Come on, this is the Senna S Club. We'll be waiting.
Samuel is taking pole position. Can Nassim take it back though? Because Nassim is on a flying lap and he is up on his time. Can Nassim go into the 112s? The first drive to hit the 112s of this session. We'll have
you just gave Nassim a RKO out of nowhere. And now he has to perform this qualifying lap.
Fulvio Phoenix has not set a lap time.
Phoenix is going fastest. Phoenix is going. The sort of Phoenix Amrula is going fastest. I think he might be able to get pole position here. I think he might take away with this lap. He's so controlled, so orange, so inclined with the car, so perfect, so incredible lap right here in the Monaco Grand Prix circuit. As he crosses now, is it gonna be it? Is this the 112 we're waiting for? Yes, it is! Firmly in the 112s. The fastest lap set on the server overall.
Half a second up on the previous pole position lap, and
that
even
is
more on his own. But as I was saying whilst this lap was going, I've noticed that our fastest driver from our practice session, Fulvio Phoenix, has not set a lap time yet.
I believe the team told me that, but he's gotten a penalty allegedly for standing on the circuit.
I'll have a look into that for you.
I'm pretty sure he got disqualified for qualifying.
You continue with the commentation. Standing drain 80 seconds and hook the line. DSQ remained. He was disqualified from the last race, so I'm not sure if.
I believe for tampering with the fuel. I've heard. Apparently there was a way you could play around with the knobs, the fuel knobs, so he was gaining an illegal advantage. And which, I mean, clearly they don't police that, so he has decided to,
Not sure. As Nassim is in pole positions, we go to Samuel, who don't think he might be on a flying lap, but our data might not be giving it to us this time, as Samuel is following the minty fresh car who lets him by. We'll never know if he's up on his time, but the 28 car of Bernat is going to have a drive-through penalty for this race, though, that he will have to set at some point. Yes, Phoenix back at the grid for next race, 3 penalty points. So yes, Phoenix does have a qualifying ban, and he will be starting at the back of the grid for this.
What was the reasoning that was officially given?
for standing on the track dangerously for 80 seconds and blocking the line between turn 6 and 7. And so Samuel crossing the line maybe to start a lap.
I mean, this is the final minute, so this will be his last chance.
And so
this has to be the lap of all laps if he wants to.
As we follow the Breaking Point racing car through Casino Square, doesn't hit the wall, keeps on track. He has invalidated
it's
the
over.
lap. He's
So
invalidated.
I'm pretty sure it's
Can
confirmed.
Nassim stretch his lead even further than it already is?
He doesn't.
I'm not sure.
Doesn't.
Maybe he's already on the lap, but we're just not getting the data. He seems to be on lap with how hard he's pushing. Could have taken more curve there. Maybe he isn't quite pushing. But we'll have to see by the end of the lap, as there is a huge margin between
He
pole
crossed
position.
in time. He crossed the line in time to send another
Yes.
qualifying lap, but he doesn't need to.
Ooh,
And it's Max Revere for
As he
Lamborghini
pushes.
Racetech Esports. In the Barry R. Do you know about Barry R? I do not, but you now have been informed. Yes, he's going faster. Could we see a 112.3 or something?
we'll have to wait and see. Da-da-da.
Yep, and it seems like the same. I think he's still pushing it. He's still giving it full beans, but it's just that he's racing a pole position. This is only bragging rights, really.
Hmm.
There is nothing else
Is
to
he
it.
still up on his lap? I wasn't quite paying attention.
Let's see. Let's see. He crossed the line. Just barely could have been his lap time. And that's qualifying around the best qualifier session is Dunzo. Or
It is
this for season 2 of ACF1. So what
After that,
are the results?
After that, we have Nassim Marula on pole position by an
In his-
entire 5 tenths to
This
the
is
thousandth.
this is like Fernando Alonso-esque debut.
And-
No, Mark Webber. Sorry, Mark Webber.
And even after that, we have Samuel Ivanov, who is over 5 tenths ahead of the driver in 3rd place. And as we look, we can see Fulvio Phoenix is at the back of the grid for the race.
At least he's for the broadcast car.
Yeah, he's ahead of the broadcast cars. Yes.
And yep. But with the business appointment, Tina down in P12.
Tina Curtin
So-
P12 with a 116.282, 3.7.
Only 2
seconds
laps
left.
though in qualifying. So
So maybe there was an issue there, and she wasn't able to finish as many laps as she should have.
yep.
Hopefully we will know Jeff saying from the iconic Formula 1 official games, no heroics into Sandoval, please. We want to get that car home in one piece.
Yep. And also, there's some iconic lines from Jeff. For me, the biggest one is there's an alternate strategy available. Please check your MFD to confirm the change.
As
That was quite a
actually,
iconic one.
this is Nassim's rookie race, and I think also the Lamborghini
I
Tech
mentioned
driver.
I mentioned it 5 times.
I think the Lamborghini Tech driver is also their debut race in the
This
season.
actually, this is Max Verstappen at Red Bull-esque debut, I should say.
Ah, yes.
Not even, it doesn't even top that because this is his first race ever in this car.
As we now wait the 2 minutes for the race to begin.
I'm gonna go grab something. Do you want anything?
Yeah, you know what's good. Thank you.
Alright. Let's quickly run down the paddock to grab a slice of cheesecake, both of us.
Thank you very much.
I'll be right back.
Yes. As we can see, the lovely graphics that you are being shown now were created by, I think, the person who streamed the Tunisian race, if that was streamed, who is Tio, actually. I will get a second name so I can shout him out fully. But Timo... Timo Berggrave. I didn't say that correct at all. It's not Timo, it's Tio. Tio, actually, from France. He's created the graphics you've seen to help us seem a bit more professional. So, thank you, Tio. And we hope to see you racing the league even more. Or maybe helping in the commentary booth. Thank you very much. Was Nassim's time set? I think like Nassim's fastest time was set on a soft tyre. While Samil set it on the super soft tyre. So maybe the super softs are wearing too much, or they're overheating too much on the outlap. But Nassim set 0.5 faster on the the slower tyre. I just check quickly, but Nassim on the slower.
I've got the cheesecake.
Yes.
And it's all over my mouth. Are we good?
Yeah, we're all good. We're all ready to go.
Excellent.
I was just saying about how the firstly Nassim's time was set on the super soft tyre. Well, it did look like he was on the soft tyre. Maybe he just had those tyres selected. But I was just saying about the new fancy graphics we will have for this Grand Prix were created by our good friend Tio, who actually races for Breaking Point Rating. I said that correctly.
Which team?
Break Point Racing.
Excellent, but what is more excellent is that we're about to get off. On the lights coming on now. Charlie waiting in the box. He's ready to put them on as we have. I think for the 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, 6 lights. And it's go for the Monaco Grand Prix into Saint-Denis.
We're not quite able to.
Let's see the action right here. Let's see. As we can't get the camera angle of Saint-Denis. And then we missed the most important part of it. They go side by side into Casino!
Oh!
Who is gonna the seam grinding up against the barrier? There's an incredible battle with the subway takes the lead as they go side by side into Mirabel. Ooh! There goes the brakes! As somebody went straight on there in the background, but we don't know who that is, but the Samuel defense his pole position from Samuel on the next lap. Look at the 3-1! 3-1 into the tiniest corner of the second.
As the two Beiju racing cars are almost fighting there.
I think Timo might be cruising some damage.
Oh, as Nassim locks up and has to slow down, he might
can't back in the pits. And yeah, this is incredible. This is incredible racing so far. But the biggest gear, Phoenix 4 positions up already. Must be Stabanesque start of him. And also,
whoa! Oh, Nassim spins! Nassim has been spun round by Bernat in P3, who does have to take...
He's going to go in backwards!
He's lost everything. Bernat has to take a drive-through penalty this race as well, and he's spun. Our pole sitter.
That's because of the curb right there. If you hit it wrong...
Was it because of the curb? I thought it looked very close to Bernat as well.
I think it was the curb.
Okay.
But I think that's just a racing incident, the Pinnacle race incident.
As we actually
That's kind of like he's also in the pits.
Now is in P2 as
Rotiswap might have had a little bit of an accident.
seems to be going a bit slow. Yes, the front wing doesn't quite look right on that car.
I was about to say that.
There is front wing damage, it seems.
The adjustable front wing for the corners is back.
That may be damage, or that may just be down to
Oh wait, 29 laps around here. It's gonna be a hell. It's gonna be hell.
Oh, as Phoenix has already fought his way up to P7 from P15.
That's an incredible comeback.
So
he might win this race.
He's already had so far.
He might generally be a. Before the race, he rode him more, but I think he might generally be a trail.
And the Dame Racing driver side by side as they.
Oh, he's off in the pits. He must have had damage. He must have had massive damage.
Rudakov in P4.
Oh, he's out!
Oh,
he's out! It's terminal damage!
As Phoenix in P6, Tina Curtis P7, UKB P8. Oh, Pietro Longini P9 for now at the end of the first lap. As Martin Hell now takes P9, was P10, and Nassim Rula was P11, now P10 at the end of that first lap. But as we watch Phoenix getting very close to, I'm not sure which car that is. That might be
Sharkin for. I forgot which team it is. I think he runs Sticky Sport, yes, I think so.
So as we now quickly look to the front of the grid, you can see Samuel with his incredible pace has already pulled a
Roslin, they might be able to the car. I think it wasn't terminal like before. I think they're out of circuit. Yeah, they're back on circuit. They fixed the car, and that's lovely to see.
Maybe it was quicker for them to disconnect than to fix the damage. So
that's a little bit of exploit, I have to say.
Maybe seeing the stewards looking at that after the race, but for now, Timo spun at turn 1. Max is P1. Rudakov is now P3. Max was actually P2. Max is P1 is something the real life commenters would say.
Sharkin, because Sharkin has lost dramatic bow.
Ooh, yes.
Sharkin's out. Sharkin is again could be terminal damage.
This is going to be a race you cannot predict, people. Nassim,
really
from spinning at the beginning of the race, is already back in P7. Samuel has spun at the Nouveau chicane, but has kept it going enough. The rear tyres are going to be a bit warm, so we might have to take it a bit lighter for a little bit. But Nassim spun at the Nouveau chicane.
Yep, that is quite a stress, you have to say.
Not Nassim, Samuel. Sorry, my mistake.
Yep, I did notice that. Okay, Crofty. But yeah, 8 seconds late for some of you already on the next car, which is a constructor's rival racing, Max Robert. And
was Alexander Rudakov for the Lamborghini tech team running a white livery actually for the Monaco Grand Prix.
I wonder what's the inspiration. There must be some kind of inspiration that we don't know about.
I'll try and figure it out.
But Phoenix is already on the podium battle. I told you he's actually a threat in this race. The Rula in red. I saw Rula in red. Not sure what maybe going wide at turn 1, but
going. Is the back marker? Is that? I think. Yeah, Victor Bernat is a little bit off the pace.
He's trying to lap himself. He's unlapping himself. Look.
Slowly.
He unlapped himself.
If he's fast enough, as actually Cadillac Crafter has made a position on Martin Hell there. But as we look to Fulvio Phoenix, still
is he going to be able to drag Rudakov? Yes, clearly into the back corner, and I think Phoenix might generally be a he's already a threat to the race.
Could be a big threat, because we'll have to see at the end of this lap his lap time, but Samuel set a 1:15.1.
By the way, Timo down in P11, the winner.
So Phoenix was a little bit off of Samuel that lap, but he did also have traffic, and Rudikov set a 118, so that might be part of the reasons that Phoenix's lap wasn't.
Nassim again in the pits! Nassim again in the pits! Again must be damage. The poor rookie's race.
He had such a great qualifying, yet.
Well, welcome to the big leagues. That's what the drivers would be saying.
Is looking at P7 maybe. There is only about 4/10 between the drivers, so we could see Cadillac Crafter maybe in the top 6 if he's able to close up on the minty fresh car of Will KB.
KB, by the way, slowest in practice by, what was it, 5 seconds now to go on from Will KB. The only driver I think representing Asia on the grid. Probably held to race it with the pig, but apart from that, he's a sound fella.
Max Romer set safe 16.2 and Phoenix setting a 15.09, which I'm not sure that could be the fastest lap of the race.
No, because it's a most fast. I think it's like a 14. But
oh, okay, I didn't notice that.
Yep, the drivers are. And Victor Bernat says he's the best overall. And Tina in P6 with red.
Tina's in the pit lane. What has Tina spun? And was that just habit?
I think is it tire stop? It can't be a tire stop.
No, because Tina, it could be a. Ooh. I'm wondering if that was a spin or just a return to pit lane, because I saw her go red and I wasn't paying attention to see if it was.
And I think it might be a stop.
As we watch pit lane to see if how long Tina will be sat for. As we watch Nassim, actually, it was very close to Timo Nathaniel, who was the previous winner of the Monaco Grand Prix, and is now struggling for points. Shows how things can go in one season. Things can change a lot, especially with the cars changing so much. Like you can see this year in real life Formula 1, you can see Lewis Hamilton was a 7-time world champion, and now he's struggling for top 5 finishes some races. Other races he's doing amazing, but sometimes he is struggling a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I think the
Cadillac Crafter may be close to getting past in his battle with Pietro Lungini, the Lamborghini tech driver. He's almost got his front wing alongside the rear tyre there. Real life, that could have been a puncture. I don't think we have a damage caused puncture in this game. We look to Phoenix, actually, who's very close to the other what is it? A Bijou racing car. Two drivers who, if they race well, could well be in with the championship. We could see if Nassim's able to close the gap of 100 odd points to Samuel. We could see a sort of three-way fight between Phoenix, Samuel, and Nassim, like we have in other series. As Will KB is stopped on track.
That's a spin, I would assume, on Trotto.
Spinella.
Change the barrier as well, and he's
having to
now
wait for his teammate to pass as he's with the turning
the
circle of these
3.5 turn.
Struggling to get past as Nassim and Timo get past.
Ooh, he went for a dive! He went on a dive with the world champion! He went for a dive with the world champion right there! That is some criminal behavior from the rookie! This is Juan Pablo Montoya, Michael Schumacher! At the Brazilian Grand Prix! The rookie from lonely Algeria is fighting a world champion from Germany! Who would have thought we were saying that at the start of the week? But here we are! Incredible how racing goes sometimes.
As Cadillac Crafter is spun on the
Oh, that
tunnel.
was a bump! I'm pretty sure that was a bump from the same onto Timo. There's a side by side. Did you notice happening in the background? I'm pretty sure we just missed that. Antonazzo falling with Murti
Phoenix
for
in the pit
Europe.
for a stop. Phoenix in the pit for a tyre
Phoenix, Philippus, stop. This
Quite
is some
early.
huge chance. This is that was somebody's balcony we just filmed. But yeah, he is doing an incredible
in the
job.
background. As
Where is Phoenix gonna rejoin?
Pietro
As Pietro Linguini is
reversing on track. As Cadillac Craft.
Oh,
Nassim is spun! Nassim is spun and
was involved?
What is going
That
on?
would be a red flag.
Linguini.
That must be a red flag. Nassim again in the
Pietro
pit.
Linguini is still stopped on track and
Nassim is
Nassim
out.
is retired.
That's he's done. He's
Not
done.
sure. I'm wondering if that was just the Lamborghini tech car reversing. Because we saw him
If
rolling
it is-
backwards. It could have been the
if
Lamborghini
it
tech
is,
reversing and he's turned into the corner and hit him. But that's just speculations. There's
Oh no, he
no
got
facts
kicked!
for that.
Nassim was kicked!
Was he kicked?
Got kicked by the server!
Oh.
He's saying! So the server has decided it wants its own dramatic twist on the rookie's race. The rookie was doing too good, the server decided, good, you're too good.
As Phoenix is now down in P9 after his pit stop. We'll have to see how the other drivers fare in their pit stops, but for now,
Yep, and that is a shock to the system for the Grand Prix.
that is a shock. You had our pole sitter, a driver who could be a pole sitter, Phoenix and Nassim, both having quite dramatic races so far.
Yep.
As Phoenix is now on a hunt after his pit stop. So we quickly have a look at the progress bar. You can see
Atanasov again.
Martin Hell has set
up 10 positions,
gained
you
10
know?
positions. 3 drivers, Phoenix, Lungi and Rudakov has all gained 4 positions. No, 6 positions evens. Will KB and Alexander Rodakov and Max Romer have all both gained 4 positions. Samuel has gained 1. Nathaniel has lost 1. Nassim has lost the most in this race of 12 positions, but he is a DNF at the minute. And I think by now, even if he was able to find a way back into the race, he would be multiple laps down, which it's sad to see. I'm not sure if it was an internet issue or maybe a collision issue.
Was the server for which driver was it?
Nassim got kicked from the server, didn't he? Oh, that's almost
Yeah,
pushing
he
through.
did. That's a server issue. Oh, that was the punt.
Martin Hell
Timo with a
spun.
punt. And sorry, but we gotta penalize Timo
Almost
for his
collided with his
teammate.
teammate.
Yeah, but I'm
Almost.
sorry, but just a thing for that team that deserves a penalty. You can't be punting the most loved driver
I'm not sure
on the broadcast.
unless that was netcode, but from my point of view, I didn't see any contact. It just looked like Timo and Will were very close, and Timo got a bit trigger happy.
I don't care. I see it as a punt because I'm an entitled commentator, and Timo should get a penalty for the sake of entertainment.
Whatever Ven sees, the race directors will see as well.
Yes.
As the only driver now to stay in position is Timo Nathaniel.
Yep. And,
As
yeah,
we
she's just. I'm out of breath,
Look at
and
the,
we're not
pit
even
stops.
halfway yet.
Let's look at the pit stops from each driver. There are 3 drivers at the bottom. Victor Bernat, Fulvio Phoenix, and Moritz Hoffer have all had 1 pit stop, as well as Timo Nathaniel actually. So maybe after the pit stops we might see Timo quite high up the grid, or higher up the grid than he already is. And Cadillac Crafter having already done 2 pit stops this race. As we look at the tyre they're on, Cadillac has recently pit onto the soft tyre. Phoenix is on the super soft. And it's quite an even mix, to be honest. More soft runners than super softs, but still.
Yeah, for sure, and it's looking very, very interesting right now.
As we look at the gaps between each driver from the leader, we see it's 17-second gap between P2 and P1. And as Hoffer has had a little moment on track there, and we now look at the interval between each driver, there's 30 seconds between P3 and P4, so we'll have to see how that goes. But
Phoenix fastest lap, Phoenix fastest lap, Phoenix fastest lap.
Of a 14.
The alerts, Nassim's alerts are going mental right after seeing that. There's a spin
again has spun
for Europe Roton. By the way, Tina will rematch with Tina this year. What shame for Tina? Tina just had a really underwhelming week. Fair to say.
Cadillac Crafter. So, do we have any? We don't have any rookies. They have all had issues. We have two. We have two rookies, and they both had issues.
Which were the two
Monaco,
rookies?
baby.
On the same and yeah.
We love Monaco, don't we?
Yeah, but I mean the drivers think will be saying, "Hey, why are we racing? It's gonna be carnage." But at the same time, you kind of wonder, don't you?
Yeah.
That's what Monaco is for sometimes.
Okay, so with the Nassim incident, it wasn't a collision from the reversing Lamborghini. It was just a mistake, and he spun and he returned to pit lane and decided he would not take any more part. As
Hoffer kicked as well. What is going on?
Is this a server issue?
It's a track issue. It's a track.
Oh yes.
Sensor issue. It's a sensor issue on the track.
Because in pit lane, if you sit too far to the outside, if you sit where you're meant to go, in pit lane, there is a chance of it returning you to pit lane, or at least with the way this is set up, it will just kick you. But yeah, you have to sit sort of on the inside where all the cars will sit to not get kicked, which feels very unintuitive for the drivers, so that might be what happened. Yes, lots of drivers saying that when they entered pit lane, they got kicked, as Hoffer has returned to the session. So maybe for next season,
drivers might be able to join back, I guess. But just
there's no point anymore. It's been multiple laps since their kick. If Nassim had returned, that's the reason to Anastov leaving the session and then returning. It wasn't sort of Rudikov's out. Why is Rudikov out in P3?
Pits.
Oh my.
It's yeah, Rudikov is tapping in the chat right now. Let's see what he says. Team radio insert. Yep, he is kicked from the server due to a pit lane issue, and it's fair to say that the Monaco Grand Prix is not going to be on Canada next year.
Yes, that's disappointing to see, but I think, yeah, we're seeing, as we look at social media, we're seeing lots of people saying restart the race, red flag the race, change the track, but we can't change anything anymore. I think the race organisers.
Samuel has to pray that if Samuel can make a whole set of time.
I think it's going to be an interesting race to see.
So if Samuel manages to make his tires last 39 laps, he'll be the winner of this Grand Prix. Because it seems like the pit lane is too dangerous to even enter as of right now. So yeah, it's not looking too pretty, is it? But it is what it is, isn't it? as we are on board with some of the race leader. Rickbar Racing with a 25-second.
So it's sad to see that how this race is going. I think each driver, as they enter the pits now, they just have to hope, because I think the area where you could get kicked is still within the pit lane entry.
Yep, and
As I'll look.
that's the issue with the sensors. So the drivers were informed, but they can't do anything about it even if they complied with the rules.
Yeah, if I look at the race briefing quickly, no, apparently it isn't on pit entry, but just where like naturally you'd want to sit on the outside and then come into your pit box. That might be what's catching some drivers out, because like they think, oh, I have to turn all the way to the right and then bring it in once I get to my pit box. But
Yep.
it's sad to see that we haven't had anything from any of the race organisers yet to say sort of red flag or talk about any issues with the track. But I mean, in real life they wouldn't have as much time as we do, or they'd have more time.
It is what it is.
And they can only change so much. With the amount of time it'd take to not only upload a different track, but then have to make sure every driver has the new track downloaded.
Did some of you stop?
I'm not sure actually. Let's have a look. Oh yes, he did.
Okay, so he just pitted and he didn't get kicked, so he's the chosen one, clearly.
Yeah, he pit earlier. I think we caught it on stream, but we just weren't paying too much attention because we had other drivers drop out.
Yep. So very, very interesting.
Yeah,
I have to say.
yeah. We have T1 track limits, but that's just time penalty limits.
Yep.
I cannot read any of that text because it's all in red. Race director added track limits. You want to pay more attention? We pay to this and qualification as well in the race. Take care. If you violate, you receive penalty in the race afterwards or in the next race, and that one you can easily cut to avoid collision. If it turns out that no collision happens while the incident is being investigated, it will be punished. We didn't catch the beginning of the race, but we don't think we had any crashes then, as we still have 20 laps of this race to go, and we've already lost five drivers from this race. I mean, are we going to Monaco next season? All I can think is for next season we change the actual track we're using to a track that may be more lenient on track limits, but will be better for racing because drivers won't get kicked randomly.
Whatever it is, it's just really annoying for the drivers to deal with.
Surely if the race organisers knew about the issue they could have changed it in time, but is what it is.
It is what it is indeed.
I mean, I think the race organisers have their server set up in a way where instead of just locking you to your pit box, it removes you from the server. That camera angle is really confusing. I think that's half the reason I think we should change the track, because once a singular camera angle isn't set up properly.
Remember, I mean, it's Monaco camera angles.
Oh yeah.
It's the Monaco TV director.
Maybe for the next race, I'll try and set up a TV cam or cam tool cameras instead. I'll have to talk to people to help me set that up because I don't know what I'm doing there.
Yep, we're lap 21 now, and it's looking like it's looking like some of you won't get any points to the constructors. Definitely. So he's looking good in that respect, as he's probably the last Monaco Grand Prix in ACF1. He seems to be doing a banger job. Yep, lap 21 out of 35, 14 laps left to go. And I
Timo
think
was
this
also able to
race-
pit.
Tina?
Timo.
Timo, there we go.
Timo
I
Natalia.
was about to say. Well, that's good that he's in the pits. At least I think he should be secure in P3 though. For punting Will KB, I think he should be disqualified honestly. For one of my favorite drivers getting punted from what it seemed like, but it is what it is. And yeah, it's looking like a very fine job for the drivers out there in front as of right now. There is so much to report on, is there, right now?
No, it's a quite quiet race, so I'm just messing around with some graphics quickly for the end of the race.
If you say so, and Kelly Craft, I think, with a personal best. That was 117. Actually, I don't think it's personal best. I think it's just the lap time he said last time around, and he's doing a stellar job as of right now. And so still, Lois Samuel going to pass the Lamborghini Technologies, I think it is, racing team. Their special one-off livery that they've made for this Monaco Grand Prix. Could have gone better, but no, she's Rudakov, I should say. He's Rudakov. Even though he got disconnected, he was able to join back quick enough to the point where he didn't lose too much. And yeah.
Yes, so I mean everyone's tried their best, and that's about all we can say. Some drivers got unlucky, but it's racing.
It is indeed racing, and
Racing, while there's a lot of skill in racing to be at the top, there's also a lot of luck to stay at the top. Because you could be the greatest driver in the world, but if the team has a bad season, people won't think you're the greatest driver in the world because you're finishing midfield.
yeah. You just got there's a very big
Pietro
adaptation
Lungini
process.
is in the pit lane in a minute. But all of the gaps have opened up quite a lot, and we just have lapped cars now, mostly. So as we look back, we have a Bijou Racing 2-3, so they're having a strong constructors fight, as I think we only have one breaking point car here today, actually. So
Yeah, previous one, Timo, last minute issues, Antoine
okay.
couldn't get on circuit, so Theo had to step in, but he said last minute that he can't show up, so that results in a one driver team as of right now, and the driver is leaving next season, so yeah.
I'm surprised you aren't trying to put your reserve driver into that full-time seat first.
I mean, as a team principal, we're not going to but the executives of Breaking Point Racing have have approached some drivers if they want to drive for the team.
I was going to say, I say that, but then Aston Martin didn't instantly reach for Nico Hulkenberg once Thingy retired, Sebastian Vettel retired. But maybe that's because they already knew that Alonso was looking at the seat.
Maybe.
But maybe if Alonso wasn't looking at the seat, we'd see the Hulkenberg in the Aston Martin next year.
I mean, Hulkenberg, unfortunately, I think he's past his time. I think he should have gone to Supercars in LMP a long time ago, but he's made his decision to stay around the F1 grid.
Fight that might be beginning to happen as we look at Will KB, who is being quickly caught by Fulvio Phoenix. Probably one of the greatest drivers, or one of the greatest drivers I've seen in a sim myself. He has exceptional pace, and his racing etiquette, apart from a few sort of off incidents, he's able to make exceptional moves without any contact.
Yep, for sure.
And already without even, like, he's top 4 starting 15th. And so no matter what in this race, he is going to gain positions. But with Timo, it's not can he gain positions, it's how many positions can he gain.
Yep.
Because
you
know, with Phoenix, he's struggled to overtake.
I mean, it's Monaco.
Because
I mean,
Monaco.
he passed OKB there fairly cleanly, so there's going for him.
But yeah, we'll have to have a look at the lap times of Samil. Samil is spun. Samil cut the chicane and lost position.
Did his lap not count?
No, I think he locked up into Nouveau chicane and cut the chicane.
Wait, that makes us off the lead! There we go, now something exciting. From the Northern Jersey racing car, Max Romain. Could Max Romain get his first victory of the season? There we go. Finally something exciting to talk about. So...
Can we get a BG Racing 1-2? There's...
Good!
Oh, bit of a slide through there. Phoenix is fancying up unlapping himself. Phoenix does unlap himself. So could we see Phoenix in the next sort of 10 laps?
No, he's too late. He's too late, I think. 10 laps to win the Grand Prix.
Then, it's Monaco. Anything could happen.
It is Monaco! It is Monaco!
But yes, as there is a 50-second gap between Timo Nathaniel and Samuel Ivanov at the minute, but Samuel is already slowly closing up on Max as it is, so I think Samuel will get that position back. It's just how long will it take, because seems to be making a few lockups into the Nouveau chicane.
Yep.
As we can see, Phoenix actually locking up into there.
It's...
Through Anthony Nogues.
Samuel did gate time? No, he didn't!
Phoenix was 2 seconds slower. Oh, Samuel was 2 seconds slower than Phoenix on that lap, so...
Phoenix needs to mess around with Romain so Samuel can catch up.
Yeah, Romain seemed to have gone faster that lap. Only by about 6 or 7 tenths, but...
Look at Samuel, he's driving very aggressively to try and gain his lead.
Yeah, those tyres might struggle with the race, because I think there's about 2 lockups just into that hairpin there.
Yep.
As we watch the gap ever closing, 1.1 seconds.
But he clawed back the lead. But he clawed back.
Where's the gap opens up a little bit? That's 1.3. Again.
Phoenix is good. Oh, he doesn't go into it.
8 tenths. Back up. 7 tenths. 6 tenths. Always closing. Always closing. Samuel has extreme pace advantage, it seems, to Max at this late stage of the race. Though Max is holding up Phoenix. While he is a lapped car, he is definitely in contention of a podium position. As Samuel was faster than Max on that lap, but I feel like Phoenix has a lot more pace he could use, but he doesn't want to go for an audacious move because he is a lapped car. But I feel if there's a lapped car inside your gearbox, I feel like you should just let him past and see what happens. But maybe it's the team game. Maybe if he leaves it enough, Timo will hold the podium, because at the minute I think Timo would hold his position even if Phoenix got past, because there's not quite enough time unless something extraordinarily bad happens. There's actually the gap between this front two and Timo is only just going into Sandoval now, so there is a huge gap.
Bananas in the pits. Juan Bananas in the pits.
Oh, have a look.
That could be interesting for the back of the grid.
Yeah. As Samuel, has Phoenix gone past? Still no. I'm surprised. But I think Phoenix
must be getting frustrated, right?
Phoenix must have a completely different mindset, or he should have at least a completely different mindset overtaking These front runners. Ooh.
He got gone for it.
Oh! Contact! Contact between the back marker. Phoenix and Max. Whose fault would you say that was? I think you have to go Phoenix because he's the back marker. We have to go back.
We have to.
So
it could have been. It could.
Oh, he's got suspension damage. I think.
Yeah, it's Phoenix. So Phoenix.
Oh.
Can he call back to the pits?
Oh, whoa! What is going on there?
Well, KB just hit him.
Oh my god!
The teammates have hit each other.
Oh, that's
this is an incredible scenario.
What on earth? I understand it's Monaco, but that was a straight. So is
Oh my god! Martin. No, he just pulling over.
Oh, okay.
So then his teammate by, but
so sad to see. Like,
Phoenix is trying. I think he's stuck on the barrier.
Is that his rear tire stuck? Let's do a zoom.
That's a safety car. But we don't have safety cars.
That might be his rear tire stuck on there.
Yep.
As we can see, the Fortunizia car unable to move. This is sad to see because Phoenix was having such a good race, but I'm wondering whose fault do we think?
The guy think he's qualified.
Cadillac after is out.
Yep, Cadillac.
Oh my.
Cadillac kicked.
This Grand Prix is shaping out to be a very interesting because I think keep Monaco in but change the session, but Phoenix is still trying to race. He could return to pits, but he would be stuck there for a while. Such sad to see. But again, I feel like no matter which driver caused the collision between Phoenix and Max, I think you at least have to think a little bit, oh, that has to be Phoenix's fault because he was the back marker, he shouldn't really be fighting. But again,
I'm not gonna think it that way because it could have been a mistake from Max, who could have just literally spun in front of him and Phoenix just... We never know. We have to check the replay back. We have to check the replay back.
At the end of the race we will check that. But
wow.
Okay, so it isn't actually he's returned to pit lane, but it isn't the actual position on, it isn't the line in pit lane, it is actually about your distance in time. So it's, instead of it being, oh, if you're on this side you'll get kicked, if this side you're not, it's if your pit stop's too long, instead of letting you take the pit stop, it just DNFs you. Which makes sense for real life, but the fact that we are able to fix the car quick enough to get you out and only be a lap down here, I think you should be able to return to pit lane, or you should be able to return to pit lane and continue on in your race. As Phoenix is in the pit lane, but he may be able to exit out. He may be able to exit out into this race. Only P8, but he'll be very far behind. Cadillac Crafter, yes. Moritz Hoffer is still in pit lane. He's been there for a while.
I think he's just spectating at this race. Same with Pietro.
Yeah, I think these two aren't in the race anymore. Cadillac, I think he may not.
He will get the points. He's there for the points. The 2 points could be crucial.
Yeah, as Phoenix in P8, could he return out into this race? As we look at the fight for P4 between Bernat and Will KB. Bernat with the very legal movable front wing.
Yep, but I mean, like, people always, tell me, you sound so excited when you race, but sometimes you sound just like normal commentators, just very monotone. When something like this happens on the circuit, you can't do anything but disappointment. I mean,
it's difficult to have any sort of emphasis
interest in it
because
anymore.
there's nothing happening on track, and any sort of drivers that could have battled, they've just completely they're out of the race. And like the rookies that were doing so well in qualifying and so well in practice, as Bernat has a bit of a moment going into the hairpin there, losing a little bit of time. But let's just watch the leader, which Ven would be happy about because it is his team. But from a commentator's point of view, I'd see it yes as a victory, but it might be a bit of a sour victory.
It's a bit of a dark day in the ACF1 thing.
I think while congrats, yeah, but I think it's a bit of a sour victory by the fact that while he did win it, at least from sort of a commentator's point of view, or specifically my point of view, it could have been.
He hasn't won it yet. He has. Come on, we saw what happened in practice when we switched to Phoenix and he spun it immediately.
Yes.
Please,
So
for the love of God.
if we keep camera on him, maybe the commentator's curse will affect him. And so we could see a Bijou Racing 1-2.
Actually, there's about a P5 between WKB and Juan Bernat. 1.5 seconds the gap.
Battle still working.
There they are!
Oh,
for
we have
P4.
5 drivers in pit lane at the minute. All still...
I think they've all given up. I think they've all given up and just looking to spectate.
I'm not sure. Does this league have a you have to be so many you have to be within a certain amount of laps of the leader to classify, or is it just as long as you are still in the
guys.
server? Hello.
I'm sorry, Ethan. Here's the CEO and founder of ACF1, Noah Bijou. We think we red flagged this race. This is just ridiculous what's going on here. So I will tell the other people that the race is cancelled and be red flagged.
Okay.
Oh, we're 30 laps in. We daren't. Well, he got just left. Well, I was gonna ask some questions, but he's gone.
That was the race director we heard there. We're going to red flag this race.
Samuel is gonna feel wrong.
So I think Samuel will feel robbed. The 2 Bijou Racing Honda cars will both all feel robbed.
Will be more robbed. Yeah,
But
for the constructors championship.
I feel
they're
like
robbed.
it's fair. It's more fair this way than.
But Minty Fresh also robbed. It's Dame Race. No, actually Dame Racing both out. I mean, Overdrive were robbed. They could have been P9 the championship. So, yeah, that's the game over. But the drivers are still driving. They haven't got the memo. It's a red flag. I think they'll finish the race.
We might see a race finish, and so we'll keep an eye on this battle. But we might see drivers slowly drop out as they realise.
Fun, Araska. So,
But
I think the drivers want to finish the race. Bernard up to P4 after collision from Will KB. But I think it's too late to call the red flag. I think they should give the results as they are right. I think it's a horrible decision that they've done here. I think it's a very bad decision. Too late, really, to call the red flag. I think. So, yeah, I think it's over. I think just
I mean, I think this should have been called 10 laps ago, 15 laps ago.
at the first, as soon as Nassim was kicked, just stop it.
I don't think as soon as Nassim, but I think as soon as we had sort of Lungini or Lungi, I keep on saying his name wrong. Apologies. Instead of red flagging now, it should have been when Lungi retired. But it is what it is.
You got, what is it, 2 laps?
As we
Three laps.
still have 3 laps.
Oh,
of the
this
race
is a
and
thing
drivers-
of battle, you know. I'm
drivers
sorry,
are
this
still
actually getting me
racing.
excited. Good, the red flag. This is some good racing with adjustable front drivers. Our favorite driver is in P4, and is doing a very good job so far. Got his back from Victor Bernard from the Equipment Lari Racing team. And the Minty Fresh looking on record point scoring position here, P4. I think is the highest result they've ever achieved. So, as he says, his personal best right there, 170 personal best for WKB. An excellent so far in this Grand Prix. Unbelievable to say we're quote-unquote under right. Much of an achievement is to say you finish a. That is what I love about Monaco. And I think right now Samu in the cockpit is singing "One kiss is all it takes to fall in love with me. Possibilities I could be yours." And yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out about the race, what's going to happen and how it's going to finish.
I think keep results as is.
For now, what's interesting, I've just noticed that the top 3 are all actually on the same radio together, it seems. And, even though they aren't all the same team, it seems to be they're all sort of talking over the radio. As Phoenix is back on track. Yeah, it's interesting choice from the race directors to call it so late even, but yeah, I agree. We are talking to Cadillac Crafter. Actually, I've just gotten a message from him saying that asking if we could possibly restart the race, but
I think whatever decision is taken here, it's very controversial.
he's saying that even if we restart the race, nobody will have the energy to race again for another 30 laps. So unless we significantly shorten it, which then would be unfair because we should have done the entire race length, and some drivers would have done less than others because of the unfair disqualifications. But it is what it is. Can't change anything now. But yeah, there's sort of Phoenix 5 laps down. There's at least 20 seconds between each driver. Well, while these gaps could have stretched between all the drivers, and it could just be everyone back markers, but yeah.
Hope at least is driving though.
So
At least is driving.
yeah, I think I'll run with the red flag graphic on the screen saying that we are red flag.
No, I wouldn't put it.
Okay then. We won't run with the red flag graphic, even though I don't think any.
The drivers are refusing to go on the, which I understand completely.
So I think I mean they might just run this now as a non-championship. Oh, there's a spin there from one of the Bijou racing cars. As that was Timo. Timo has spun with front wing damage, which he may have picked up at turn 1. As Samuel, is that Samuel lapping P2, P3? If I go through quick gaps, let's wait a second. Yeah, everyone apart from Max is a lap down to the leader. It's Monaco. What can I say?
Yep, and I'm just doing some administrative work. I've just signed up for a 3-hour. And also I'm driving at Ocean 11 this weekend as well for TCR, but I even forgot to say that Samu has won. That shows you.
Oh my, that was the end of the race.
Should we even do
That-
interviews?
I mean, we could, but it is what it is. Let's just quickly edit something. And we could if you want to, Ven, but I just feel like it'd be a lot of the same from each driver. Why didn't we red flag it earlier? Why did they continue with this track layout even if they could tell there was issues with it, etc. At least that's my point of view on it. Why did we continue racing with this track even though we had smaller issues with it? As I'm just quickly adding some text to the layout just so we will understand what's going on. So after that race we had, even though it was red flags, we had Samil P1, Max P2 and Timo P3. You can see lots of drivers all going side by side now. I think it was disappointing how the race ended, and to be honest how the entire race went as a whole, but
Yeah, but
it's racing.
anyway, we've got Samuel who's just coming to the commentary box.
Hello, Samuel.
Samuel, we don't even know what's going on, but hello. Congrats to the race victory. Do you feel like it was earned fairly? Just got lucky.
But it was a strange ending.
What is your opinion on this controversial red flag? Do you think that it should not even have appeared in the first place?
I
Do you
don't
think it should
understand why there was a red flag. I mean, I was racing and then Noah joined my voice chat and said red flag and then left. And I was mega confused by that. I was like, okay, what? Basically, what now? There are 4 laps left. No one is pitting. So I guess I just have to continue racing. But I slowed down a bit, joined Timo's voice chat because he's an admin, of course, and asked him, okay, what now? Also, then I can hear my own voice.
Yeah, I was about to comment on that. I thought there might be some echo. Apologize for the stream if there was any echo during the point of the stream.
So
But keep on.
after that, I was just continuing racing a bit slower, but I don't understand why was that. There was not a roadblock, I guess, not just nothing. It wasn't.
Samuel, sorry we have to interrupt you. We got the CEO scared, just literally pushing Samuel out to talk. Sorry. What would you guys like to say about?
Yeah, I'm very, very sorry for all the participations of this race and to all the oh my god, I forgot that word actually. To all the guests in the stream
Participants?
and stuff. Yeah, from the stream, and that the race is red flagged, so there will be no points awarded for this race because it's just absolutely chaotic what happened here. Somebody kicked out of the race because they're going in the pits and stuff. So now the admin team and yeah, we will discuss for a new date for this race and maybe for a new track, because we actually don't have any Monaco track which really can be used. So, and yeah, we will look that we can the Monaco Grand Prix be held later this year.
Well, it does. In case it doesn't go, what circuits are you looking to partner with to replace Monaco?
This is an option that we will use if we can't have a race in Monaco. So yeah, we will discuss in the admin team.
All right.
So I'm very, very sorry. I'm very sorry for Samuel who drove a fantastic race today. Congrats anyways, but yeah, the standings and stuff, that will be everything stands like after Germany. The next race will be then in Donington.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the CEOs or race directors of this community. Really appreciate it from you guys.
No problem. Bye.
Bye.
Well,
talk
Samuel, talk.
So, this was a fucking joke. First of all,
Please with the language.
first
It's
I don't
PG. It's PG.
I don't care.
Joke.
First of all, it is my head is blown right now. This is an absolute joke. I think this league have to consider. Oh my god, it's so confusing when I'm hearing my own voice. Can you push to talk or something? It's so annoying.
But let me change my. I told you the equipment comes from Tunisia, man. And it's
Highest quality.
yeah.
I can't concentrate. I can't form a normal.
There we go. Now you can speak.
Okay.
There you go. The crew from Tunisia just came through to
Yes,
Monaco to
thank
fix
you.
it.
I mean, the whole race was an absolutely joke, and there were a lot of crashes. Overall, the Monaco mod was so bad. It wasn't tested. Overall, the GP wasn't good prepared. So I think from now on, the league have to consider to test the tracks before racing, before announcing the official calendar, and not, I repeat, not racing, and then said, oh, okay, this won't count. Forget about it. Red flag. No, that's not fair. We were racing from a few hours. I don't know how many, to be honest, like an hour, almost a full race, and then yes, red flag. No one get the points. Just forget about it. The standing is staying. I think it's absolutely joke, and it have to be reconsidered again. And I think this was just a proper Monaco Grand Prix, to be honest, with a lot of carnage, and just it's a joke in my opinion to not count this race as a proper race, or just repeat the race and be held on a different date. It's a joke.
But I think we have three drivers in the race. So who come? You, Max, and me was the only three drivers in the race to racing. So we can finish and.
I would just say 5 laps around Daytona Oval.
Yeah, but we in the end we have three drivers for finish the race, so the rest is disqualified and not finish it. So I think you, Max, and me was going to points, and the rest, yeah.
Again, it's not fair.
Yeah. Why we racing the race, and we're driving the race, and so training and practice for this race, and that not fair. So it's mean, and I think Samuel has a right, and yeah.
It's
a long night today.
I'm so disappointed.
I
It's the
agree.
most ridiculous thing. I mean, how can you? Most of the drivers are DNF. I think because of the pit lane, or just crashing and not and they were not properly prepared, which is absolutely their fault. I mean, I crashed too, but I was extra careful every single lap. This is a job of the drivers to be careful and to not be dirty, not be aggressive around, especially around Monaco.
Samuel, I agree with the fact Personally, I agree with the fact that there should have been a red flag, but I don't agree with how late into the race it was. I think it should have been after like the 4th or 5th driver that had issues with the track instead of leaving it until we have 6 laps left.
I mean, the server was up 2 whole weeks on Monaco. Why nobody thought, hey, this track is not good. This track sucks. Just not hearing a Monaco GP or a race simulator here, I would understand that, but we were 34 or 5th laps in the race. Why we should red flag and not counting the race at all? I think the league just lose today our time with preparation and overall racing to not have points in the end. I think it was absolutely joke, and the race was absolutely joke. And the behavior of the drivers also was absolutely joke.
I think
Guys, is the stream on?
it is still on. Yes, stream is still going.
Okay, can we close the stream?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
No. Before we go, we must still give the audience a proper outro. So, to all the fans, 3 of you I presume, who stuck around till the end to listen to us, to watch this race after all this, please hit the like button, and we very much apologize. We will be giving you 5-star reviews on Amazon, but yeah, but honestly, it was seriously just a big shame what happened today, and hopefully we get it sorted out for Donington Park, which I'm very much looking forward to, and honestly, I'm considering jumping back in the car just to experience Donington Park. But anyways, that's me, Ven, and my colleague Ethan.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching, and that'll be it from us tonight. We'll see you whenever the next Grand Prix is. Do we know?
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks we'll be in Donington Park for the British Grand Prix. I will be shouting because it's my home race. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.